Wonderful. All right. Well, welcome everyone to our regular Tuesday night Collaborating Connections professional networking meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey, and I'm the leader of the group. Collaborating Connections has been around for the past 7 years, and we are part of the TTR networking. That stands for To the Rescue Networking Family. TTR has been around for almost 15 years, and we started out here in central Indiana with a core group of wonderful professionals who were interested in connecting and sharing and learning and building relationships. And we have just blossomed from there. So there are several core groups under the TTR networking umbrella. We are just one of them that meets every Tuesday night, unless otherwise scheduled, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you happen to be listening to a recording of this meeting, and you're interested in perhaps learning more or visiting with us in the future to share a little bit about yourself and your business, please connect with us on any of our social media networks, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. You can also connect with us through our TTR networking website, and we would be happy to chat and share and invite you to visit. Let's see. On a weekly basis, we usually start out our meetings talking about words of gratitude or any wins that we may have experienced in the past week. And in that vein, it allows us to share in each other's joy and celebrate each other's accomplishments, as well as just resonate with the gratitude that that really, is at our core, what gets us going, what has us thankful, and keeps us all inspired. So I will open the floor to anyone who would like to share their wins or words of gratitude.
I'm glad you're all here, even if you can't hear me. I'm glad you're all here. I'm going to say that because I can get that in. I won't try to tell you a big, long story, but I'm glad you're all here. Thank you.
Likewise. I'm glad everyone here is here as well. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll share my words of gratitude for a fantastic Fun Fridays last Friday. Was just a wonderful way to kind of end up the last Fun Fridays of our 2024 year. We had the opportunity to meet a bunch of wonderful new professionals, at least I did, that I had not met previous. The atmosphere was all about gratitude and giving. Everybody walked away with a door prize, and we had a lot of great interaction as we met in our small networking circles. So I'm just grateful that we had that in-person sharing networking experience last Friday and have been following up with individuals since then. So we probably, like tonight, have a visitor, Amber, who's with us. Thanks for being with us, Amber, that I just met last Friday. And going forward in the coming weeks, we'll probably have additional visitors that I've invited to our meeting. So
I was going to say, Don, two things that I'm happy about. One, I can actually type with two hands for a minute now. So
awesome.
That's progress. Not for long, but I can do it a little at a time still. But like you, that was, I think, one of the best Fun Fridays we've had in a long time. And there were a lot of new faces, and it was awesome. I got to meet a bunch of new people I haven't met before. And the atmosphere and the energy on Friday felt very different, but very exciting. Like different in a good way. Of course, my husband's in the background going, "You're welcome," like it was all his doing, which it is not. But yeah, it just felt, I don't know, positive, good. It was great. So
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Pavithri. And thanks for being there, Spencer.
he can't hear you. There's a reason I wear headsets.
Okay. Anybody else with words of gratitude or wins that you'd like to share?
I'll go. I'm going to say that I'm grateful for relationships and friendships. You know, it makes such a big difference in our lives. We had a very good friend and our rabbi who had died, and we had his funeral yesterday. And it was, it was very difficult because we were very close to him, as were a lot of people. And, today I kind of been able to step back and think that we were so fortunate to have this kind of relationship and this closeness, and to have learned so much from him. And and then it made me think about all the friendships that we have and the connections that we've made. And we're just fortunate when you can develop these kind of relationships with people over a long period of time. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he was a really good friend for almost 50 years.
Wow. Long time. Yes.
Wow.
Long time.
Lived in the city. Thank you. We lived in the city. He was here for 20 years, and then he was elsewhere in other cities. So, but our friendships really impact our lives
Yeah.
In
They
a
do.
very good way. Yes.
in a very good way. And then
Yeah.
I'll say that last week I went to a networking event and met some people, and I started sending out texts today. And I had this woman on the phone, and we did an overview, and she's going to become a customer tomorrow. So that was a win.
Awesome. Congratulations.
And
Super.
I'm going to invite her to TTR as well, because she's another
Yay.
great.
Good answer, Karen. Good answer. Now, I was going to say, though, the only thing about Friday was that Karen and Jerry couldn't be there. So there was something missing.
No.
But it was a good fun Friday. And I'm glad you enjoyed it, obviously. We missed you, Jerry and Karen, but we got to meet Amber and had a couple other new faces. So, yeah, but we understand. Things change. Things happen. And I'm just glad it worked out. I was worried about the weather. The weather wasn't an issue, I don't think. I think it was more people just didn't want to get up at 8 o'clock. Well, actually, they would have had to get up at 7 o'clock or whatever. So they didn't want to do that. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad. I know I posted some pictures and Jennifer posted some pictures. We certainly want to share the joy beyond the event itself and let people know what we're doing and what we will continue to do into 2025. So check out the pictures and do plan to be at our events, networking events in 2025. There is more wonderful fun to come. Anybody else got any other words of gratitude or wins to share? Deanna?
Yes, somebody that I met at Fun Fridays is coming tomorrow to do a one-on-one and just get introduced to the sanctuary and see if it's a good fit for her mom.
Awesome. Awesome. See, that's what it's about. Networking, connections, building relationships, sharing, the wonderful things that we do and know with each other. So congratulations there, Deanna.
Thank
I'm glad you made that connection. Carol, did you have a win or words of gratitude?
Yes. You remember that I've been talking about, hold on, this woman that trying to sell the lot in Florida. We couldn't get a hold of the kids, and I basically just gave up. Friday evening, we were able to get a hold of the daughter of the deceased woman. We are now on the way to closing tomorrow for this woman. So I had lost all hope, thought it was never going to happen. And so did the title clerk and the other agent. But Friday evening, we were able to get through to the daughter, and she said, okay, okay, that's okay. And then she called her brother. So they've talked. Two people have already signed off on everything. We're waiting on the brother because we had to overnight documents to him, and he should have it back tomorrow. So hopefully if we've got his documents back tomorrow, we can close and everybody can get their money and be over. I know it was a miracle, absolute miracle that came through, because I'd given up hope. Complete.
Wow. Well, just last Monday, you were grateful for your patience and hanging in this long.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you, even when we get completely exhausted and frustrated, there is still the opportunity that things can turn around in our favor. So I've got fingers crossed for you and hope that all goes well. Thanks for sharing that, Carol. And of course, update us next week.
I will, definitely. But that's my win. That's my gratitude. And I know there were people I was praying that it came through, but I'm just tickled to death that this is all coming together finally after months and months and months.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Amber?
Okay, so I don't want to ever miss a chance to be grateful, right? It's a great opportunity. So I will say, I will piggyback on all that you said, all that everyone said, as your group of people that were there on Friday. I mean, there is really a nice energy and just a really, just a kindness, a very sweet, everybody was very kind and friendly as just it's a good group. So thank you for Jennifer for inviting me, but and also just thank your group for just being a friendly networking group that just welcomed me in. So being kind of the oddball, but I would say if you're asking a win, I have started a connections group where I sponsor that through my business, and I call it the Learning Lounge, and it's a ladies night. I do it once a month, and it really is to give women a place to come to where maybe they're new to the area, they don't know anyone, maybe they're a caregiver and feel exhausted and overwhelmed and alone. You can think of all the scenarios, but I wanted to create a place that they can come to and feel like people are friendly, feel encouraged, but also learn something that I can help them learn through my business of creating systems and helping bring order to life. So, and so I started that, and we had our third one last week, and it went really well. And so that was a win, and I'm just excited that that's been something that has it has unfolded like I had hoped and prayed for. And so that was really cool, and I'm thankful for that.
Fantastic. I love that idea of the Learning Lounge there. And hopefully you'll share the next upcoming opportunity with us as well, because I'm sure that there's a lot there that we can share with others and for people to get a lot out of. So.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to bring other businesses in on it. Every time I have it, I have had one or two, actually two or more businesses come in and do something with me that night. So yeah, definitely. I want to share with you more about that at a time when it's appropriate.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's see, next up, and before Jennifer gets to her music gig, I want to invite Jennifer to give us an update on the happenings within TTR networking. Jennifer?
So, yeah, thank you, Dawn. You all know now, even with her Amber only talking for a few minutes there, you understand why she says we're kind. Do you think that you might hear some things? I'm already thinking there's so many connections that can be made in this. And I met her on Thursday and I invited her. It worked out. So, but thank you, Amber. It was really nice to have you there. And I look forward to so many great things that are, I know there's a lot of connections that will be made. As of Friday, I mean, I'm so glad everybody enjoyed that because that one was really worrying me with the weather and everything. And the space, I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but it worked. And it has a lot to do with the people. So let me just say, on all the emails I'm sending out this week, some of our groups are not meeting, obviously nobody on Thursday. But we have a number of events in December. December 10th, we have a visitor day at our Biz Builders group, which is 9:15 in the morning. That's in person, and that's at the Meridian Title. That's in there. It's an hour. It's their visitor day. And then later that day, we have an open house and cookie exchange, holiday cookie exchange at TheraCare, which I would just encourage you, if you've never made it to TheraCare or never heard of it, no idea what it is, please come and join us. That's, like I said, December 10th, which is a Tuesday. Just it's an adult day center. So it's a place where adults that are not able to stay alone, all ages, but they all have some things in common where they're not able to be alone. I've known the marketing lady, Gina, who was at Fun Fridays. I've known her for a number of years, and they are so excited to have us back. We did an open house there earlier in the year, and that is Tuesday, December 10th in the afternoon. The other one, what was I going to say? Oh, and so then we also are launching a new group, and that we are going to have one event during the month of December. We're just going to have, we know that December's packed. So this is a group that's going to have a meeting on December the 18th. We're going to be at Parks Place Pub, which is right in Fishers. And if you've got questions about that, let me know. I often send emails with all kinds of information on all these dates. We just have these 3 dates in December. And then really, it's so busy with the holidays and everything. We do have our regular group meetings. And if you need an updated list of that, let me know. I can send it to you. We have things that are kind of changing a little bit, not for the bad. Our Fun Fridays are going to be Thankful Thursdays in 2025. So it's going to be Thursday afternoons. I did put the dates in the email that I'm sending to everybody, and you'll see that on our website here very soon. I will say I've secured a location. Actually, it's not going to be the same for every Thankful Thursday, but it is going to be Thursdays. It's going to be 3 to 5, and it's going to be once a quarter. So I don't even have the dates in front of me, but please, check your calendar. I've had a lot of people say, it sounds so much better than 8 to 10 in the morning on a Friday. So hopefully that'll work for your schedule. But we just have so many things. And it's so nice when somebody like Amber comes along and she is doing this great learning. She told me and a couple other people all about it on Thursday. And I was like, this is right up our alley. I mean, this is something we need to be sharing with our members. So, if you've got things going on, we'd love to promote it. Not everybody pays attention to that, or even they can do that. But we try to figure stuff out if you're hosting your event, and you want, please go post it on TTR. And if you have any questions, Nicole's our social media lady, and Amber, you will meet Nicole. Everybody, I think, on the call knows Nicole besides you. She's been extremely sick, but I think she's finally getting better. But I think she's trying to catch up with everything. So anyway, Dawn, that was good timing. I would just say, please enjoy the holidays, have a great time, and thank you for such a nice year of fun Fridays, but just fun events. I'm really excited about 25, and you guys are all part of that, all of you. I mean, when Amber was talking about how nice everybody was, I was going to say something funny like, I'll get you the check later or something, but I didn't even ask, I wasn't even going to pay you. But there is something really nice about the majority of our people. I'm joking.
I was gonna say
Everybody.
she only talked to me for like 30 seconds, so we still have time to make sure she gets to know me better.
She gets to know the whole picture, no, but I thank you guys. I know you're gonna have a great meeting, and I apologize. My voice is better than it's been. So, but we've got music jobs about back to back for the next couple of weeks. So I am unfortunately in transit, but I'm going to mute myself. You all be careful. Have a great Thanksgiving. I'll probably jump off here in a few minutes, but I'm hugging you all through the phone.
Aw, thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for the updates. Thanks for your smile and your leadership. We very much appreciate you.
Is the information about the cookie exchange, if we were going to participate, is that in the email about what the rules are, or how many we need to bring, or what?
Okay,
like that?
So good question, Deanna. This is what I would really like is just go ahead and register. And I'm going to reach out to the people who register and just ask them if they're interested, because then it'll determine how many cookies to ask everybody to bring. Eventbrite gave me a couple of questions, and I thought I asked that question in the registration. But if you set up, now Nancy asked me the same thing, and all I can say is go ahead and register. You do not have to participate in the cookie exchange unless you want to, but I will reach out to you. I'll probably be looking at it every couple days and just ask people as they register, do you want to participate? I know there will be people that may not want or maybe can't, get the cookies or whatever. We're going to have goodies there anyway. So there will be cookies for the exchange. And then I know Gina and TTR will be providing probably little snack food. So, but good question, Deanna. Just please register and then I'll reach out to you. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. I mean, feel free to reach out. I mean, we just want you to come, but it was kind of a confusing, like, how do we do that if we don't just see how many? So Deanna, I'm excited about your connection, by the way, and we haven't made our chocolate cake yet, but when we do, we'll have a picture of Philip going, oh my God, or whatever it is that he's supposed to say. So anyway, I will let you know. Does that make sense though?
Best to make them into little muffins.
Oh, because they're so rich?
Just because it's easier to portion them out when you make them in little muffins.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. He's going to probably be the cook. So I don't do much if I don't have to. Cook wise, I hate to cook. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
We have to get off. So thank you so much, everybody. And it was nice meeting you briefly, Amber. Look
Nice
forward to
meeting you too, Jerry and Karen. Mhm.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks so much for being with us. You have a happy Thanksgiving too, Karen and Jerry. All right. Just a quick reminder before we go into our roundtable of introductions that this coming Saturday, November 30th, is Small Business Saturday.
Wow.
So that is what we are all about now. Whether you're out and about doing some of your holiday shopping, just keep in mind, it's a great time to carry your business cards with you, meet people, introduce yourself, exchange business cards while you're out and about, or participate in any of the Small Business Saturday events that are going on. I know there are events going on through the Noblesville Chamber. I'm not sure if the Indianapolis Chamber has events, but you can look it up on their website. And there are various other networking groups that are doing activities as well. So just keep that in mind and make the most of Small Business Saturday. Whether you're doing offering some discounts, some giveaways, or just step up your social media marketing during this time and let people know who you are and what you have to offer. That's my recommendation for you all. Okay. Now we will go ahead and get started with our roundtable introductions. And I would like to invite Carol Blackmon. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. Everyone, my name is Carol Blackmon. I'm a real estate agent. I am licensed both in Indiana and in Florida, which I'm hoping that I get to go down there very soon. I don't preserve well in cold weather, so not liking this at all. But anyway, I love what I do. I have a passion for what I do. I take care of my clients and I go above and beyond. Like I was talking about earlier, I have a woman we've been trying to sell this property. She's destitute. She has no money. She's trying to sell a piece of property in Florida. And long story short, we had to go through probate. Her sister's name was on it. Her sister passed away, and it's been taking months to be able to get this done. And then we had to find the two kids. So I had to find the two kids. So this is something that, and it doesn't matter to me because I don't do this for the money, but this is something that a $20,000 property, you don't make anything on. This is a gift to her, basically, from me, because there's nothing there from me. It's for her. So that's what I do. I take care of my clients. I want them to succeed. I want them to find the right house. I want them to get their house sold, and I will go above and beyond to make it happen. So, and I'm looking for anyone that's thinking about buying or selling in this next year, to try to consult with them between now and the end of the year or anytime and see what we can do to help them. So that's who I am. That's what I do. Thank you.
Super awesome. Thank you so much, Carol. Do we have any questions or comments for Carol Blackmon this evening?
I'm curious where you go in Florida.
As far as real estate or where I have a place?
Both.
I cover Southwest, from basically Dunedin south, and then I go all the way to Marco Island, past Marco Island, and then I can go all the way to Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Pierce on the north side, on the east side, down through past Miami. So, and I have a place in Fort Myers, so that's where I'm at.
Nice. I have a client / friend in Florida in St. Augustine, but that's more on the east side.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I probably cover that area at some point in time. So
I know she was looking for a house, but she might have already found one. And but yeah. Oh.
Well, I'm getting ready to head down there. So if she just reach out, if she hasn't, let me know. I'd be happy to help her.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Wonderful connection there. See, that's what we do. All right. At this time, I am going to invite Pavithri KIlgore. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I suppose I could.
I'd appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. I am Pavithri KIlgore with KPSK Consulting. We do full service fractional HR for small to medium-sized businesses across the nation. We cover U.S. territories as well. So as long as it's covered under U.S. law, we help. We do it from a labor and employment law standpoint, and we focus a lot on government agencies because at the end of the day, you are likely to get a government agency showing up at your doorstep long before you will get a lawsuit. And some government agencies, you don't even need to have employees before they show up at your doorstep. And my entire goal is to make sure that our small business owners get to keep the money they make and invest in. Because government agency fines suck. They're horrible. And the laws and regulations change every 5 minutes. If you're on the call last week, I think I said this. On the 14th, I did a TTR present training, which was great. On the 15th, a federal court in Texas overturned what I was training on Thursday and pushed it all back, right? So you want to make sure that you have people around you in all areas of your business that are able to help keep your business in the right direction. That's not just about HR, right? You want to make sure you got the right tax people, banking, HR, marketing, all of those things in place. Because when you say it takes a village, it really does. Because small businesses don't have the resources that large corporations do to have compliance and everybody else there 24/7 pretty much to be able to tell them on top of to be on top of everything. And my that's one of the reasons why I started my company. And it's to be able to provide those services and help our small businesses where they are not out there spending $500 an hour to an attorney. So that's what I do. Sorry, I just went on a tangent.
No. Always useful information.
Few government agencies may or may not have gotten on my nerves this recently.
Oh, is that
Tell us
what
how
that's
you really
about?
feel.
I mean, listen.
I've got a question for you. And
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
wondering, because you do the fractional HR, there
Mm-hmm.
are companies that have an HR department that is already overburdened and
Mm-hmm.
may not have the expertise of detail
Yeah.
of compliance and so forth that you have. So who usually is your contact in small to medium-sized businesses to get your foot in the door and offer to help?
So 99% of the time, it is usually the owner that reaches out. 10 to about 75 to 100 is where they almost don't have anybody. They usually have an office manager acting as an HR person.
Okay.
Around 100 is when I start working with them to build their HR department. For those, I do have a couple of clients that are larger. They have their HR department, but bring me in for, I have an EOC charge. I just got a fine from OSHA. Hey, can you help us do this investigation? Can you write a handbook? Do a full audit, see where everything's at. I get called from the owner, the CHRO, the HR department in itself. Like I'm talking to a company right now who is in 40 states. They are a very large company and they need somebody to audit and make sure all of their handbooks are compliant. So kind of negotiating with them right now. So hopefully that goes through soon. But yeah, it does not matter if they have an HR department or not. If they need that expertise, I'm more than happy to help.
Okay. Gotcha. So like you
Turn
said,
it down to touch.
the biggest percentage is the small business or company owner that doesn't have an HR department for your clientele. Okay. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have any questions or comments for Pavithri KIlgore and KPSK Consulting? All righty. Next, I'd like to invite Amber. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. So my business name is Systems Sister, one sister. And that is because it's my two favorite things, people and systems. So it's kind of coming together of those two favorite things. I used to teach in the public schools, and I taught the old home economics, which they call it family and consumer sciences now. So I've always had a heart for the home and the family. And so when I stepped away from stepped away from teaching to raise my boys, I felt like this was just the perfect thing to set out and do, because it's always been a love of mine, even as a little girl, organizing my friends' rooms. And then as I look back in all my jobs, even in college and things, I used to work for a property firm in Cincinnati before I went to college, and I did some organizing for them and their offices and the complexes that they owned. So so yeah, I call it doing life and finding order, because that's what we're all trying to do. We're trying to do life, but yet we're always having to find order in it, right? It's always we're either gaining or losing something, and our order has to shift, and it has to morph into another system that's going to work for us in this season. So I like to prepare people for, for the season they're in, but make preparations for the season that is ahead. And so that's what I do, and I love it. I think it's an honor to go into people's homes and learn about their life and their situation and their needs, the things they're doing well, and the challenges that they're having. And so that's really what I do. I assist them. Today I was in a barn all day, in an attic of a barn. I do not advertise that I do that, but this is one of my clients that I've done other things for. And so I would rope the moon for them there, but I don't typically do attics and barns, but yeah, I will. So yeah, I was there all day working and helping them get all the stuff out that they had stuffed in there from a move they had. They lived in this barn and built their home. So everything was stuffed in the barn for the couple years that they were trying to build this home. So we were unearthing things that had been there for a good while, and then trying to get their Christmas up and out of there as well, so they can entertain for the holidays. So yeah, that just that's what I do. And yeah, it's just a little bit about me.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm wondering if you have a target audience, a target client, or who would be your, most desirable type of client. Can you share that with us? Because it sounds like you would help practically anybody that had an organizing or needed a new system of efficiency. But who do you usually work with? What's your normal or your average client?
Yeah, I would say it's middle-aged, it's woman, it's the person who's de-accumulating. They the mom with kids, they're in the accumulation stage. They're just always getting, kids are bringing home things, they're needing things for their kids, they're fixing their house, they're doing things, like that. But once the kids leave the nest, it's like, okay, I need a new system. I need to, restart. I need to de-accumulate. I need to declutter and just create a new system for whatever their next season is. So I would say that's typically who I'm working with. I am an organizer for Moves for Seniors. It's a national organization if you've heard of it. But they have organizers in all the different cities, and people they've vetted and the people that they've taken on as their organizers. And I started with them when I was in Cincinnati caring for my parents who had dementia. And so they, I'm still an organizer for them, and they'll call me if they need something in Indy, but they also have organizers already here that they've had to. But I say that because there was a big time while I was in Cincinnati where most of what I did was those that were moving out of their home and into an assisted living. So I was doing a lot of that. And I do have just a, what do you call it? A sensitive heart for that because of my situation and having two parents that had dementia. And so yeah, I'm open. I don't keep myself in a box, but I would say if I have a target, it's typically, yeah, the middle-aged or the person who's deaccumulating, who's empty nested, or just finding themselves wanting to age in place in their home and wanting to make it something that they can do for the long haul. So that's where I come in and help them with that. So.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you and Carol would probably be good referral partners, because Carol is a real estate person. If someone is downsizing, a client of hers is downsizing and needs that assistance to move from, a larger space that may be full of, family memories, that would work. I know that we also have somebody in our TTR networking that does estate sales. That might be another good contact for you in utilizing your services and decluttering and selling, some of those items that they are no longer using, or so I'd say we've got plenty of opportunity to make some contacts for you, Amber. So are there any other questions or comments for Amber?
Hey, Amber.
Yes.
Where,
Avi?
how far around Indianapolis do you go? Like,
So I was traveling. Like I said, I went to Florida. I've gone to Texas. I've gone to Ohio. Those are typically people that have known me. They've moved, so they're like, "Oh, can you come here?" And we strike up a deal. But so they're not usually people that are strangers calling me to do that. But I will go for the right price, right? Or if my gas and is distance and is all that is covered, I will go further. But in general, I go half an hour away and before I'm charging cost for distance. Although that's a networking thing, right? The business question is, I've been questioned on that, whether I should be charging after more than 20 minutes. I feel like a lot of organizers are charging, if it's more than 20 minutes, they're charging. So I'm trying to figure that out. But in general, right now I'm going a half an hour without any extra cost. But
can I make a recommendation to go against the grain? Make yourself different?
Yeah.
Put a mileage instead of time.
Okay. So like,
Like you'll travel up to X number of miles. Anything beyond that, you charge at this rate.
Okay. So do you mind sharing your why behind that? I'm just curious.
Because a lot of people do the time thing, and the pushback you'll always get is, what about traffic? What if there's an accident? What if, right?
Yeah.
You're going to always get that. And especially right now, when DOT's decided they're going to do construction in every road in Indianapolis, you can't get anywhere fast. So when everybody else around you doing what you do is saying, I charge after this amount of time, that could be after 5 miles, that could be after 20 miles. Whereas you've got it where it is from this address, I do a 20-mile radius.
Okay.
Anything beyond that, I charge this much per mile.
Yeah. So what I was doing on my agreement, it says anything over 30 minutes. So if according to the Apple map, so if you pop in their address and it's more than 30 minutes, then that time is added. So I was kind of doing something somewhat by the mileage, but I call it by the time. But I use the Apple. But what would you say would be a fair limit or mileage?
Honestly, so are you in downtown Indy? Like, where do you live?
So I'm in McCordsville.
Okay. I would do maybe, if you're doing it by like half hour right now,
Mm-hmm.
I would stick to that and say maybe 30 miles,
Okay.
right? It's usually translates to about a minute a mile.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I would go with.
Okay. Thank you. I love HR, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I said I love HR, by the way. I've always loved that.
What's funny is anytime
department.
somebody tells me I'm HR, I'm like, no, I'm not. I am the least HR person you will ever meet. Just say.
So
Dawn
what
can
would you
attest
call
to that.
yourself if you could label it? Not HR, what would it be?
Dawn is recording this, so let me think about this. I would call myself what you see is what you get. I will tell you exactly what needs to be done. I will not ever leave you questioning or guessing or trying to interpret what I'm trying to say. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to interpret what I'm trying to say, that's the recipe for you to get sued. So
you sound like a solutions girl.
I work on it.
I'd agree. I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd say she is an authentic compliance consultant with a focus in HR.
Gotcha.
She is very genuine, very down to earth, very direct, and has lots of information. So
Very direct being the understatement of the day.
That's cool.
I think I had another question for you, but it has escaped me. So perhaps it will come back to me before the end of the call.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions for Amber? Okay. I would like to invite Deanna. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes. So my name is Deanna and our business is ReZenergize Sanctuary. And our business is actually a ministry of work to help people find new ways to heal themselves. The equipment that we have at our sanctuary is energy enhancement system, and it uses scalar waves to help actually trigger the body to heal itself in ways that it hasn't been able to do before. And we are actually coming up on our second birthday. So by January 10th, this will be our second year in business. Our second birthday, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm especially excited because we've got some really, really cool things planned. One of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be having an acupuncturist come in and do acupuncture while you're in the system. Because we've heard from other system owners that it enhances the abilities for the acupuncture to actually help escalate healing. So we're going to be rolling those two things in together for a special event for the birthday celebration. And if anybody here has not joined our mailing list, shame on you. You should absolutely join our mailing list because we are going to be rolling out some really cool Cyber Monday deals for people. We did roll out a birthday deal already But of course, Cyber Monday is supposed to be something super special. And so we're going to be doing that. So if you or anyone you know is interested in any of the really cool things that we do here, whether it's the Beamer, whether it's the Oh My God cakes, whether it's the ASEA, or just simply the 2-hour nap that helps you really restore your body, make sure you sign up on our website at our for our newsletter, and that's going to roll out on Cyber Monday. That's what I do.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, Deanna. Do we have any questions or comments for Deanna Morae and ReZenergize Sanctuary?
When is your event? Do you have any idea with the acupuncturist and the ReZenergize?
Right, the acupuncturist. I'm meeting with her on Sunday here to make the final decisions, but it looks like she's going to be writing her calendar out so that the Saturday, which is the 11th, so we'll be having birthday stuff happen the 10th, the 11th. And so we're also still looking at, I don't have anything nailed down, but I'm still looking at maybe having aura pictures before and after a session. So hoping that we can kind of create a collaboration with somebody that we can afford for the birthday party, to have that as the Friday, or maybe, maybe the following week or the previous week, somewhere in there, where people can come, get an aura picture, go in for 2 hours, get their energy all shined up, and then come out and take another aura picture and see how you change.
Awesome.
You're saying aura, kind of like the aura that you're giving. Okay.
Yes,
I just want to
ma'am.
make sure I was hearing correctly.
Yeah, those aura pictures are colors. They like take pictures, and your colors of that you're radiating from in your body change. And forgive me, I don't know a whole lot of details about how they can take a picture of your aura, but I know that they do, and I know that they CB is one who does that work with a partner of his, and he also does the interpreting. So I'm hoping that we might be able to work something out where we can afford to have them come in, because it's not cheap. But if we have people who are committed, and let's say we have 5 to 7 people who are all committed, then that helps me be able to figure out what we can spend to hire the photographers.
Cool. Thanks so much, Deanna. You have another question, Amber?
If I can.
Sure.
Have you heard of the brain test or the brain machine? It's from Europe, and they take and put headphones on you, or a helmet. It's actually like a helmet, and they take a glass of water and put it on the machine, and it's supposed to put something into the water, and then you drink it. You're basically, you're letting your body see the waves of what it's done to regenerate and heal itself. But yeah, we'll have to talk. I have friends in Belgium that are missionaries, and they swear by this particular machine, but I thought it was interesting.
I would love to hear more about it, and I would like to just do a one-on-one. So
yeah. Thank you.
Super awesome. I'm just going to add my own little testimony. I had the opportunity to enjoy an overnight session at ReZenergize Sanctuary this past Saturday night. And I love it. I think I want to say in the beginning, when I didn't know what it was, but I was just ready to do something different and alternative to the medical treatment that I would get with my primary physician. I was optimistic. Now I'm in the mindset of I'm going there and I know I'm going to feel better, and I'm going to sleep restfully. All of this goodness is happening to my body overnight, and it's just great. So thank you again, Deanna.
we're always so glad to have you.
Wonderful experience.
It's cool.
Before I do my own introduction. Oh, and by the way, are there any other questions or comments for Deanna? Okay. I want to acknowledge our members who aren't here on the call tonight. And, you know, we love to have all of our members present and sharing about their business, but we know an entrepreneur is working, you know, well beyond the hours of 9 to 5 and often called to do other things. So I don't want to not acknowledge our members who aren't here. Robert Bonjour, who is a global partner with TTR Networking. He is the owner and general manager of Offset Printing, which is a 4th generation printing business here in central Indiana. So if you happen to have any printing needs, be sure to reach out to Robert Bonjour of Offset Printing. We also have Nicole Williams, who is a social media strategist. She is all about helping people optimize their social media presence with Canva posts and creative ideas. So if you are in need of upping your marketing presence via social media, please contact Nicole Williams. Nancy Vesley is a health insurance specialist with iAmerica Health Insurance. And especially this time of year, and why she isn't on the call is she had an appointment to help a client tonight with going through the maze of health insurance options. She's knowledgeable, helpful, and focused on her customers' needs. So if you have any questions or are looking for the opportunities to perhaps change health insurance coverage, please contact Nancy Vesley. Robert Haley is a mortgage loan specialist with Old National Bank. He has years and years of experience in financial services and mortgage banking. So if you have any questions, want to give him a scenario, or you know, you might not need a mortgage loan right now, but be planning for your future, then Robert Haley is your guy to talk to for all of your mortgage needs. Philip Johnson is with A&A Solar Wash. A lot of people who have opted to go to solar panels on their residences and commercial spaces to save money may or may not realize that those solar panels need to be cleaned in order to maintain their efficiency. Philip Johnson and A&A Solar Wash can help. Please reach out to them if you need that. Next, we have C.B. Bjork with Ascension Photography Services. He does drone photography, headshots, special events such as weddings, graduations, things of that nature. For any of your photography needs, please reach out to C.B. Bjork. And his lovely wife, Catherine Barajas Bjork, is the crazy red-haired lady. She is a holistic practitioner, a Reiki healer, a medium who is also a pet whisperer. So if you ever want to know what's going on in the minds and with the behavior of your pets, your animals, she's an excellent contact. She also has started a business where she is doing manicures and pedicures located in the Fishers area. If you have the need for a holistic practitioner, nail practitioner, then Catherine Barajas Bjork is your person. Let me see. Did I cover everybody? Did I miss anyone? I hope not. Okay. And then there's me, Dawn Evans Casey, leader of Collaborating Connections for the past 7 years. I started off in TTR networking with my home-based travel agency, Spa Travel, which is all about adventure or relaxation, whichever you prefer. I was traveling in corporate America for years and years on my job, and someone said, you know, why don't you look into making some money off of all that travel that you're doing? So I got certified as a travel agent, and now I want to help my customers have enjoyable, memorable travel experiences. If you or someone that you know is interested in traveling and you've got questions, or you are in need of someone to help you do the planning and booking, Spa Travel is here to help. Additionally, my husband and I do a genealogy nonprofit called Claiming Your Roots, where we work with families, multi-generational families, engaging them, teaching them how to do the basics of family history research, and helping them break down the brick walls of getting older documentation, pictures, property records, etc., pulling all of the wonderful information of their family history together in a wonderful keepsake that they can continue to build on and share with their future generations. Claiming Your Roots is has a page on Facebook where we often share tips and tricks of family history and genealogy. So feel free to follow us and reach out to us if you have questions. Another endeavor of mine is Cheerful Chocolate Spirit, which is also a Facebook blog page. Cheerful Chocolate Spirit is all about the love of chocolate. Whether you, you know, you can drink it, hot chocolate, you can eat it with chocolate snacks and desserts. There is poetry and pictures and recipes and stories and quips about the love of chocolate, which is my lifelong passion. If you are looking for a little break, getting away from the daily craziness and just want to be tickled or enjoy some chocolate decadence, Cheerful Chocolate Spirit is your page. Again, that's on Facebook. And lastly, I do a lot of stuff, and I kind of like it. I love multitasking. I like staying out of trouble too. It keeps me busy. I manage all of my businesses and relationships with send out cards and promptings. And send out cards is a way for me to share my love, my gratitude, build relationships by doing a card electronically online, and send out cards then puts the stamps on it and mails those cards off. So saving me trips to the post office, saving me trips to the drugstore, wherever, to buy a card that and stand searching for something that says what I want to say. But send out cards, I can put the words exactly as I want to state them in the card, pull in pictures that I want to share, and then sends that off for a price that is relatively less than in some cases comparable to what I'm going to find in a drugstore or otherwise. So if you'd like to learn about managing, sharing gratitude with your clientele, with your family, friends, neighbors, etc., keeping your clients front of mind and knowing what you do and just bringing a smile to their face, I'm happy to talk to you about send out cards. And I think that might be about all that I do.
I am so glad that send out cards started adding in pearlescent cards.
Yeah.
The pearlescent paper.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
Adding some nice variety into their cards.
There are so many options, and it's not just cards. There's a whole catalog of gifts as well, but really just everybody knows that feeling. And it's that time of year when people start getting those holiday cards and you're just looking forward to opening up that envelope and the smile that comes over your face as you're reading those thoughts of somebody reaching out to connect with you. So that feeling, you know, is worthwhile, and Send Out Cards offers a wide array of options to be able to connect with those special people in your life. Thanks for mentioning that, Deanna. Thank you. Any questions? All right.
I'm thinking you could create a spa event for ladies for if they want to get away with their girlfriends and have like spa weekend. You
Definitely.
could create a special getaway. Oh, that's so fun.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that, Amber. All right. Well, it is 7:12 p.m. We have a theme every month under the TTR networking. And the theme generally leads some professional development discussions or just real life discussions about what we as entrepreneurs are dealing with or going through. The theme for November is No Rest for the Weary, which leads us to the idea of, you know, it's the 11th month out of the year. We're almost at year end, but we are not resting on our laurels. We're thinking about the things that we still have yet to get done to make sure that this is a successful year overall. And we're planning for 2025 for another good year to come. So I came across this quote that I wanted to share with you all. Every accomplishment and every possibility begins within. And the more real you treat those things, the faster you manifest them in your life. I want to share that at last Friday at Fun Fridays, I dropped by the booth, the table of KPSK Consulting, Pavithri KIlgore, my good friend, and she had various door prizes, giveaways on her table. And of course, I scoped out the one that had chocolate included. And I mentioned to Pavithri, yeah, this one's mine. This one right here. That's the one I'm wanting. That's the gift out of everything that was available as a door prize on Friday. That was the one that I was looking at. And then honestly, manifestation, I don't want to say that I do it unconsciously, but I do it deliberately. And when it came time to pull door prizes, and Pavithri was the first one to start pulling, what do you know? The first door prize to get pulled was my name. And I had the opportunity to go scoop up that the hot cocoa, the chocolate gift pack off of Pavithri's table. It was intentional. I felt it within. I thought about it. It made me happy. I was pleased with it, and it came to fruition. Now, that's a more simple example of manifestation, but it's real and it can happen in our lives, and we should strive for it. It should be part of the business plan of our business to not only say, I wish, but to say, I will. Not only to say, I hope, but to say, you know, this will be in my business. I can make it happen. So I guess at this time, I just want to ask, what are we manifesting for our business for year-end 2024 or into 2025? What is it that we want to happen for us in our businesses, and that we are willing to focus on, visualize, believe it to be true, and see it through? Anybody?
I think for me, it's exactly what you said, right? This is the time of year that every small business is out and about. Great example is this weekend. So Spencer had the cam boot come off and is just in the small surgical boot now. And for the first time, he actually got to drive his Jeep. Yeah. So we drove to an Amish restaurant like 2 hours south of here. And no joke, talking to one of the girls at the desk with this display case they had and literally took out my business card and exchanged information. So my goal between now and December 31st is to have more of those where organically it's happening, where I can lay the foundation for 2025. So
Gotcha. Awesome. And we support you in that and want to hear about it happening. Thank you, Pavithri. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
I have a tip.
Yes, please share.
So I was listening to somebody who deals with energy and energy around money, et cetera, like that. And she said the one thing that she trains her clients to do is that every time you pull your credit card out or your money out of your wallet to pay for something that you're getting, you want to make sure that you're remembering or thinking about something that brings you joy. So have some moments that you have already, this is my opinion, have some moments that you can think of that are already moments that strike joy in you. And then when you go to hand that credit card to pay for something, think about that thought of that joyful thing that you really resonate with, that really makes you happy, because it changes the way your energy is around money. If every time you are dealing with money, you're dealing with it from a place and a state with a thought in your mind of joy, you're going to start changing the way the energy works.
I believe that. Thank you for sharing that, Deanna. Certainly, you know, there are a lot of people, and especially during the holiday season, that that get bogged down in the, you know, I have so many gifts to buy. I have so much food to buy for our celebrations, and they feel like they're constantly coming out of pocket and bringing on some negativity, some depression, some angst from making those purchases. And to be honest, the opportunity to pay for something in cash or credit, you're exchanging a blessing that you've gotten to have that credit, that cash on you, for another positive outcome. You're paying for a gift to pass on to someone, and there should be joy in your heart about that. Or, you know, you're paying for a wonderful experience with family and friends, and that should bring smile and joy to you as well. And if it's not filling you up, then maybe it's not a purchase or an experience that you should be involved in. If you can't find that positivity, that calm, that enjoyment in the exchange, then either you know, you look a little deeper for it, or perhaps it's something that you shouldn't be extending yourself to. And think about that, because you want to carry that positivity, that good energy, and share it with others. So I love that, Deanna. Thank you. Anybody else got any ideas around manifestations for the rest of this year or into 2025?
I would like to have all my learning lounges planned for the next year. I've got the next 3 ideas of what I want to do, but I don't have, you know, so I've got those going, started, the wheels are starting, but I don't have the rest. And seeing how the first 3 came together so well, I'm excited to think that maybe I can get the next ones planned. I like the I think planning and knowing our boundaries, what's not us and what is us, is one of the best ways we can accomplish those things that we want to be able to do and say we can do. And I think that the planning part on the bottom is going to be what makes that happen well. And knowing that if it's us or if it's not us, if it's, you know, like you were saying, maybe it's not for us and we need to kind of follow that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And as you're thinking about, you know, planning them for the next year, think about what you need to get that done. And if you need assistance or resource for someone else, believe that that's going to come to you. Ask, you know, if somebody knows something that can assist you or has something within their access to help you, you know, it's just words away sometimes to simply ask. So let's figure that out. Let's figure out exactly what we need for the rest of the year and into 2025 to help make our manifestations complete and realized. Anybody else? Okay. Well, I think that that's great. We're at a place we're going to wrap up tonight. I want everyone to go forward and have a wonderfully fantastic Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time off. Relax if you can. If you'll be surrounded by family and friends, just love on each other. Show that gratitude and Thanksgiving. And we will look forward to everybody coming back together again next Tuesday evening from 6 p.m. to 7:30. As well, anybody within the listening range of this recording, please know that we are wishing you well and happy Thanksgiving and look forward to seeing you sometime in the near future. So I'm encouraging anybody, if you've found a connection in the communication tonight, make sure to follow up and do those one-on-one meetings. You know, there's only so much that we can cover within the 60 to 90 minutes that we're on the call together, but so much more to be revealed when we reach out and develop those relationships and talk through those one-on-ones. So get that done. I will see you all next week, God willing. Stay blessed and good night.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.